students, welcome to our final revision science episode. Today is our final revision episode. Now choose the right answer. Which gas is made of one atom and it is used to fill party balloons? It's helium. The molecule of ammonia resembles the molecule of water in number of hydrogen atoms, number of atoms inside the molecule, number of elements in the compound, number of nitrogen atoms, ammonia and water. It's the number of elements in the compound. A cube, the length of its side is 5 centimeters and its mass is 500 grams. Calculate its density. Do you remember how to calculate density? Mass divided by volume. So what is the volume here? We have to multiply 5 times 5 times 5 to get the volume of the cube. And then we have the mass. So mass divided by volume. It will be equal to 4 grams per cubic centimeter. Which solution is a bad conductor of electricity? Acid, sugar and water, salt and water, alkaline solutions. Sugar and water. Potassium reacts with oxygen at the moment it is exposed to moist air, few days after exposure, or many days after exposure. The moment it is exposed to moist air. If you remember, potassium and sodium are highly reactive metals. An element made of one atom with minimal force of attraction between its molecules. Fluorine, magnesium, mercury, neon. If I say minimal force of attraction between molecules or negligible, so we have to think about gases. Which gases made up of one atom only? The noble gases. So the example here is neon. Intermolecular spaces increase when the matter changes from liquid to solid, solid to liquid, gas to liquid, gas to solid. Of course, solid to liquid. A floating object above water surface. Its volume is 20 cubic centimeter. Calculate its mass. If you know that the density of pure water is 1 gram per cubic centimeter. We all know that density equal mass over volume or divided by mass divided by volume. So the answer is 15 if you do the calculation. The molecules of which element are vibrating in their place? Iron, oil, carbon dioxide, water. Of course, we have to choose a solid, so it's iron. Evaporation is the opposite of freezing, melting, condensation, or vaporization. It's condensation. Evaporation is the change from liquid to gas, and condensation, it's the opposite, the change from the gas to liquid. An atom with 5 electrons in the M energy level. Its atomic number is. Which one is the M energy level? We have K, L, M. So M is the third one. It has 5. What about the first? K, of course 2. What about the L? The second, of course 8. So if you will sum them up, 2 plus 8, 10 plus 5, 15. Write the scientific term. Energy is neither created nor destroyed. Instead, it changes from one form to another. This is law of conservation of energy. The ability to do work or cause a change. This is the definition of energy. A part in the car which changes the mechanical energy to electric energy. The dynamo. The heat condition of the object, which determines the direction of heat transfer between objects. This is temperature. The heat transfer from hot to cold when two objects touch each other. Which kind of heat transfer is this? This is conduction. An object, its mass is 8 kilograms. An object, its mass is 8 kilograms, falls from 3 meters height. Calculate its mechanical energy just before hitting the ground. If you know that the acceleration of gravity equals 10 meters per second square. Here is the mass, and we need the weight. So you know that the weight is equal to the mass times acceleration of gravity. It will be equal to 80 Newton. And potential energy at maximum height is equal to the mechanical energy, which can be calculated by multiplying the weight by the height, which is 80 times 3, this is the height, equal to 140 joules. What about the kinetic energy at maximum height? It's equal to 0. Therefore, mechanical energy just before hitting the ground will be equal to the kinetic energy, which is equal to 240 joules. And potential energy at just before hitting the ground equal 0. Now choose the right answer. The electric heater and the electric water heater use which kind of energy? Permanent, renewable, or non-renewable? Renewable, because they use solar energy. During photosynthesis, plants convert light energy from the sun to chemical energy, electric energy, heat energy, light energy. Chemical energy, sugar. Heat is transferred through air by convection, radiation, conduction, convection, and radiation. It's convection and radiation. Remember, we said that radiation could be transfer of heat in space, in vacuum space, or in air. Choose the right answer. The cathode in the simple electric column is made of this cathode, zinc. And give reason why is the freezer at the top of the fridge. This is because the air is cooled in the freezer. This is because the air is cooled in the freezer and fall down, and the warm air will rise up to be cooled, forming convection currents along the whole fridge. Along the whole fridge. Calculate the mass of an object moving with speed 4 meters per second, having kinetic energy equal to 64 joules. Kinetic energy is calculated by multiplying half times the mass times square of the speed. So, mass will be equal to kinetic energy times 2 divided by square of the speed, which is equal to 8 kilograms if you do the calculations. Now choose the right answer. What have monocotyledon seeds? Peas, beans, lentils, corns. Corns. Which reproduce by forming spores? Cycas, pines, vogers, or palms. Ferns or vogers as an example. Animals have internal body support. Jellyfish, octopus, fish, snails. Internal. Fish. Which undergo estivation in summer? Squirrels, rats, jerboas, frogs. It's number C, jerboas. Bees are active at day and bats are active at night. This is an example of behavioral, structural, anatomical, functional adaptation. Behavioral. The beaks of birds feeding on fish are sharp and crooked, long and thin, wide and indented. Birds feeding on fish like ducks, so wide and indented. Stick insects look like leaves, roots, flowers, branches. Scorpions are example of insects, arachnids, myriapods, mammals. Arachnids. What are plants without root, stems, or leaves? Camphor, gargir, algae, corn. It's algae. What are microscopic organisms which cannot be seen by naked eye? Drosera, Dione, Halophila, Euglena. It's Euglena. Rodents have what pair of teeth in each jaw? 1. Which change their color according to the surrounding environment? Change their color according to the surrounding environment. Chameleons. Which have long and thin legs? Hoops, ducks, vultures, hawks. Hoops. This is because they catch worms from water. Snake secreting poison is an example of which adaptation? Functional. Dear students, thank you for watching. See you later in other science episodes.